I did find out recently. So, like, I don't know how much you guys know about, like, vintage tattoo techniques. I don't know if, like, you're into it. But, when I paint Flash, and, like, you've probably seen some of the pictures of stuff I've worked on, like, in the Discord. But when I paint Flash, I do it traditionally. I do it by hand. And, I was talking with a fellow tattooer recently, and I was talking about the fact that I still use a technique called spit shading. And if you don't know what that is, what it entails is having two brushes. You have one brush that's loaded with your pigment, and one that is not all the way dry, but it needs to have a little bit of moisture. So where, like, the name spit shading comes in is you take that brush that doesn't have any pigment, only a little bit of water, and you just kind of, like, put it in your mouth a little, right? You put it in your mouth a little. And how you do it is you lay the pigment down on the paper, like the color you want to use, or the black. And then you take the brush that you've put in your mouth, and you use very slow, like, back and forth movements to get, like, a smooth gradient, right? Now, in between, you obviously, like, rinse. I'm gonna call it a blending brush. That's, like, the easiest thing I can think of. You rinse your blending brush, but you're still putting it in your mouth, right? And every now and then, you know, human error. I may or may not have been known to put the wrong brush in my mouth. I was talking to a fellow tattooer who's been doing it a fair bit longer than I have. Do you know you could poison yourself? Do you know you could poison yourself doing that? Especially if you use, traditional materials. Guess who uses the traditional materials? I do. I use acrylic inks. And acrylic is just basically super plastic. It's liquid plastic. So, yeah, and he mentioned, like, some of the health issues he's had from it, and he's like, oh, here's everything I've had done, and I just recently had a surgery because of XYZ, and we think it's related. I've been micro-poisoning myself for at least 3 years. At least 3. At least 3. But I don't know how else to paint, so... I think it's the equivalent of, like, having a full glass of red dye 40.